All right, hey everybody. We are here today. We're here today exploring the California Citrus State Historic Park. It's right around the corner from our house, yet we haven't been here yet. So we're gonna go give it a try today.
Welcome to California Citrus State Historic Park. I'll be your tour guide today. We're going to be doing a tour around our varietal grove, as well going toward one of our top knolls here. So just a couple of reminders here. It's gonna get fairly hot later on. It's pretty cool today, so nothing to worry too much about. Perfect tour in the morning. Other than that, please stay your distance between your groups. If you want to remove your mask whatsoever, I just ask that you guys stay in your little bubbles. Other than that, you guys have water, good closed-toe shoes. You guys are good. Hat's perfect. Second can actually get beaming later on up there. Other than that, absolutely no picking of any fruit. It is a state park, so we may or may not pick depending on what I see up there that's available. I'll make sure to let you guys know what you guys can go ahead and take. Other than that, I will show you what trees, as well as how many you will be able to take whatsoever in there. A lot of our sweet stuff is already gone, so we might not get any sweet stuff whatsoever. We do have more sour lemons and limes, so that's what we have available at the moment. So that's probably what you guys are going to sample today on the tour. It's about 45 minutes to an hour. At any point you guys can leave. Mind you, and it's a disclaimer, I am fairly new to doing historical tours. This is about my 4th weekend doing this. So I'm getting a hang of everything. I'll eventually start going to my little paper here to talk about some stuff. Other than that, I don't know everything. So if you guys do have questions on certain stuff, I will do my best to answer them. If I cannot, I will refer you back to someplace in the museum, or I will look it up once we get back. Is that okay? Awesome. So let's go ahead and head in this direction here. Our park consists of over 247 acres. We do have 2 varietal groves here in the park. The one that we'll be touring is our upper varietal grove. The lower varietal grove is located on the other side of the park. You guys are more than welcome to walk to that side. From here to that direction there, if you just cross the mansion lot, it's about 15 minutes to get to that grove, up to 30 minutes. Just depends on how you want to walk there. Do you want to take it slow? Enjoy the views and the aroma here. One of the fruits that I will be showcasing here today, first is going to be our Buddha's hand citron. Can you guys spot the fruit? Yeah, okay. So the Buddha's hand citron, the reason why it's called that is because it resembled Buddha's hands praying. Other than that, it is a seedless fruit, so it doesn't bear any seeds in there. The way that it gets regrown is through grafting. Now this is what you're going to find in a lot of your perfumes, fragrances and stuff. They're going to use it in zesting. Chefs use it in that. Right now, if you guys can, let me see if I can get one. Come ahead to this direction here, a group at a time please, and go ahead and smell this fruit right here. So you guys can get that sense of smell there. So this area right here, go ahead and smell that. Right? Yeah. You can smell it right here more. I kind of like peeled a little bit off. You smell that? So yeah, it's very, very strong. Really amazing scent. You guys can't stay up here because we'll be walking that direction that way. Now citron is actually one of our original ancestors. About 7,000 years ago, originated in China. They do grow. They're still right now. They're not mature yet. They get yellow. I have a couple of pictures I can showcase you guys inside. But yeah, that's one of our interesting fruits that we have here. Unfortunately, cannot pick whatsoever. If you guys come back down like around August, we'll actually probably be able to have some out in the museum, so you guys can handle it and see for yourself. Other than that, we don't let anybody take any of that stuff, any of the Buddha hands at all here at the park. What was that?
They only get ripe once a year?
Yeah. It takes quite a while for those. They ripen up in the summer. So these are fairly small right now. We do have 2 other Buddha hand citrons up in this varietal grove. I believe we might have one down below. Okay. We have over 70 different varieties of citrus, so it's kind of hard to keep on top of where each one is at. But I know we have 3 here in this grove. The other 2, they're starting to grow. You probably might be able to see it from the top, but you see that they're a lot bigger. So those will probably be ready by July. This one, I'm guessing around August. So right here, this is our landscape that we have. This actually has, buckwheat here, the jacaranda tree there, I believe that's what it was called.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I said it right. I think yesterday I said Jaconda.
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
like, well, that's like Jaconda. No. Jacaranda. There we go. I remembered it. But if you guys actually take a look, let's stop right here and just take a look right here. Take that breath in. This is actually what our Native American Cahuilla people worked around back in the day. So they kept a lot of the environment where it was at. They didn't mess around with it. They protected it, and we still have that today to kind of showcase that with the Cahuilla people here in Riverside did. It's a really nice view. You get a lot of butterflies, squirrels, skunks, bees, save the bees, and all around, I mean, the Native American people just used what they had and made food out of it. So the scrub oak tree that we were underneath had earlier, what they used the acorns of those trees to make their porridge and their breads, just to name a few of the things that they used there. Other than that, I believe that is all I have for the Native American people here. Now, if you guys are, do any of you guys know what these metal objects on the trails have been that you guys been seeing around the park? Maybe
Smudge pots.
smudge pots.
These things?
Yeah. So, do you guys know what they're used for? No?
Oh.
Any of you guys here?
Heat.
You probably, okay, yes. So they are used for heat. Back in the days, the way that they kept the groves warm, it was through smudge pots, so they would burn old fuel, diesel, all that gunk, bad stuff there, light it up with the kerosene, and that would blanket the groves with a thick smoky substance, and what do you call it? It would keep all the groves all warm. Obviously, the next day they had to clean it up because it would all be glass, the window panes and everything, and that's the way that they kept all the groves warm. I'm not exactly sure when it was when they stopped using it. Do you happen to know that?
Probably the mid 80s when the smog regulations in California
go.
came through.
I was gonna say like 70, like late 70s, but that looks more right.
Close.
So that's when they that's when they stopped using them. Now we have them for decoration to showcase what was found in a citrus grove. When we head up in that direction here in our top knoll, you'll be actually able to see one of the heaters that we have. So they're just fans. There's only one that we can see from up there. The other location of the other heater, I'm not aware of where it's at. Now here, once again, this is our varietal grove. Those orange dots are not anything that relate or pertain that the tree is wrong or anything. We're just in the process of fixing a lot of our signs so that it's more visible to the public. When you guys are walking along these, you guys are more than welcome to actually walk along the groves. Just mind your steps and no picking whatsoever fruit. Now right here, it is going to be kind of difficult, but you guys are going to actually be able to try one of our varieties here, and this is actually the Indo-Mandarin Quat. So it is a mandarin and a kumquat, sweet and sour. You can actually eat the peel on this, okay? Even though it's very big, you can actually eat the peel. Now once again, with any fruit, you don't want to get anything that's black or brown. This just means it's been burned by the sun. Anything that's too squishy or it has cut throughs or anything, any dots on it, don't take any of that stuff. We do have squirrels. We haven't had any pests here at these groves from what we are aware of. No psyllitic invasion here in our groves, thankfully, or else we would have to close the grove. Other than that, I need you guys in your own groups to come down one at a time. Now, most of the fruit is going to be on the other side. Be very careful with your footing. It is kind of slippery. If you guys do not want to go ahead and do that, you guys are more than welcome to stay up here. Other than that, if you guys would like to do the honors, go ahead and come down to our mandarin quat. Pick one each so you guys can try.
I don't know what I'm looking for.
These bad boys.
The visitor center opened in 2002. So it is a pretty new park, not too old. It's pretty
The groves here before the park, state park.
Tiny orange.
The groves. I believe Les Ranch and theirs.
Riverside has some citrus.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
UC Riverside has their citrus varietal collection. That's over 2,000 different species that they have there. Well, I wouldn't say over 2,000. They just have 2,000 trees. They have double of certain trees, so, but they have a 2,000 tree collection.
But theirs is for research only. Right? Don't go.
Research. I believe they used to actually have it open for the public. Very limited time though. Did you guys like it?
I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, I haven't tried it yet. You can peel it if you like. It's just going to be very sour. It will be sweet at the end.
So the peel is edible?
Yes, the peel is edible. Now, mind you, we haven't sprayed any pesticide in any of our groves.
That's pretty good.
Bless just hasn't gotten to our groves at all, so you guys are fairly good to eat it from the tree. Nonetheless, there's not a lot of hands on there. People don't come all the way up this direction.
Pretty good, huh?
Do you like it? It's weird, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's kind of different.
Have you had a kumquat before?
I'm not sure.
Kumquat, they're a lot smaller version of these,
Yeah.
but they're more they're sweet tart. This is more sweet and tart.
Seems like, yeah,
bitter,
pretty
mandarin.
tart, very strong in the tart.
You guys had a kumquat before?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good.
People are like, "What's a mandarin quad? That's pretty interesting." I'm like, "No, there's a more interesting fruit that we'll be hitting pretty soon." So, but we do have over 70 varieties of citrus, like I said earlier. Not all 70 are edible. Most of them are, just for using for fragrance. The papaya is also another one that's used for you find it on citronella. Not one that I recommend to eat at all. I've done it before because that's one of my jobs. I gotta have to go ahead and try things, and didn't like that one whatsoever. It's very, very bitter. And that was just because I was curious.
Right.
All right. Do I have everybody up here now? Yeah. Good? Okay, let's continue on. Once again, you find various different critters here at the park. Like I mentioned before, skunks, squirrels, birds. Our red-tailed hawk is here in the morning sometimes. We catch a glimpse of owls every now and then. Not that many. It's mostly during the winter time where I caught a couple of them. Snakes are a big one here, gopher snakes. Obviously gopher holes you see all over, so we do have quite a bit of gophers here. We haven't encountered any rattlesnakes, but just because we haven't encountered any rattlesnakes doesn't mean you guys are safe. We do have we have a lot of scenery around. You might find a straggler or two in here. I had heard about 6 years ago there was one rattlesnake encounter here at the park. So just be mindful. Now right here, has anybody heard of the Australian finger lime?
Australian what?
Finger lime. No? Have you guys? Oh, you guys have. Where have you heard that one from?
I bought a bush.
Oh, you bought a bush, so you have one. Oh, okay. Well, this is the Australian finger lime. As you can see, the fruit is right here. It's growing. It's very tiny. It gets the nickname caviar lime, and you guys will figure that out right now. So what I want you guys to do, and I'll actually find one first before I showcase it to you guys so you guys can go ahead and pick that, is it's going to be more on your sour side. They kind of get this size a little bit bigger. If you guys get lucky and you guys find a bigger size, what you're going to look for is actually more on a purple, like eggplant kind of color to it. What I want you guys to do, you guys are just a group of two. You guys can go ahead and take one.
Okay.
And go ahead on this side of the tree. You guys here for some more fun.
Huh? One of these. Ow. Oh.
A lot of this stuff is going to be at the top, so I can maybe the top person can go ahead and do that. And then you guys can go ahead and do that as well.
Looks like a baby cucumber. Or baby.
And what you guys are going to do, once you guys get your finger lime, you guys are going to break it off in half. Alright? You actually eat the pearls inside. That's why it gets the nickname caviar lime.
It's just a brick.
Break it in half. In half.
Yeah, I'm strong enough.
Purple.
There you go.
Purple
Ew.
look at these brown purple, very little purple.
Ew, this looks weird. How do we... Can you eat the inside? Ew.
Yeah, not my favorite.
We don't have any
Not my favorite.
Yeah, it's pretty strong.
I don't have taste.
It's pretty strong. So these are native to Australia
Let me
and
bite
the
into it.
coastal rainforest
I'm
of
not biting
Queensland. They go for about $1 each piece, so they're not commercially grown for that purpose. They're very tiny. You can place it. I mean, I've had it on just to give it a little lime flavor onto my salad. On tilapia, I've had it on tilapia. I'm pretty sure you can use it for any other thing too, but those are the only two things that I've used it for. But that's now you guys see why it gets that nickname caviar a lot.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting flavor. Some people like it, some people don't. I like it when it's a lot sweeter. So you know it's sweeter when you have that more coloring on it. Like this would be very sour.
Yeah.
Very bitter and tart. If it has more color to it, you'll see that the inside of the pearls are going to be a little pink.
She's a good one.
So yeah. So, what did you guys think about it?
I liked it.
You liked it? You guys probably like it already. So, was it your first time trying it?
Yeah,
Really?
it's my first time too.
Oh, really? Okay.
I'm still waiting.
Okay. It'll take a while. I give it about 4 years to fully mature. At that point, maybe a little bit longer. But if it's just a small one, is it a dwarf? Do you happen to know, or is it just a?
It's no baby.
Okay, so if it's not a dwarf, then it'll take a little bit longer then. But if it is a dwarf, about 4 or 5 years. And then you get to have it in your backyard. Once again, these go for about $1 each. So I believe that was about $4, $5, $6 here. You guys can pay outside. Let's see what else. From here, you can actually see a lot of our groves here. In this specific grove, I would say about 30 that we have. Most of the stuff that we do have in this grove is going to be mandarins. We do have only 4 Washington navels in this grove. Obviously, it's not in season, so we don't get to pick any Washington navels. When it comes to the navels and the mandarins, their season was around December to early April, mid-April. Some of them actually pushed their limits there. And you find only the honey murcot right now that's pretty decent to try. It's better to eat in the morning because it's still cold and cool from the night. So that's a pretty good one to try. We'll actually try it out later in our tour. And as you can see, we do have avocado groves. They do not belong to us. They actually belong to Glass. You do not want to get caught picking any of these whatsoever. It's a pretty hefty find. Can't say what exact number it is. I just know it's up there.
Who does it belong to?
Glass. So Glass actually has a contract with the state parks. We lease the land to them. About 60% profit comes back to the park, and we use that to fund schools' buses to come and have their kids come here on a field trip for events in the community. During the picking tours, we were giving away, if they didn't bring a grocery bag during picking tours, we gave them a grocery bag so they could pick fruit. Those tours, if you guys were interested, are actually over. Hence why we're not doing much picking today, more tasting. And that belief probably was a one-time thing, just because the park was fully closed last year. We didn't have any school tours to give fruit out to. And we had an abundance of fruit rather than waste it. We opted out to doing this kind of tour, individual private tour where you get to pick fruit. We may or may not have it next year, so just keep a lookout on our Facebook page for that. Other than that, this is what we call our Boy Scout Hill or Venture Viewpoint. Anything that's nicely trimmed and in a row, that's all Glass there. So they maintain that. They actually maintain our groves as well too. So if you guys want to take a couple pictures here, you guys are more than welcome to.
I'm gonna do that last time for the
Yep.
people selling down.
Say it's Bless,
Glews, G-L-E-W. Yeah, so they're the ones that also own the fruit stand up front, right across from the big orange. So you can find their fruit in that stand, and you can try that out too. They have honey sticks, really good strawberry lemonade. What else? Let's see. Regular lemonade, and their bags of mandarins and navels. Well, they're labeled navels now at this point. Let me know when you guys are ready.
Bad aftertaste.
You guys good? All right, let's head on up to our top goal here. You guys have any more questions so far?
Nope.
Nothing. All right. Let's see if you guys are paying attention. How many varieties of citrus do we have here at the park? What was that? 50? No.
70.
Yes. Over 70.
Over 70.
Over 70. It could be 70. It could be 69. But I know it's over 70. I've counted a couple of them already, so it's up there. I know it's not under 70. Let's see. What are smudge pots used for? Or were used for?
Heat.
You know this already. You're good.
Like those the metal things?
Yes.
Oh yeah, they were for heat.
Yes, okay. What was used to heat up? What kind of oil was used? Okay, but what else? I mentioned a couple in there. They use all the nasty oil, diesel, all that kind of stuff in there. As long as it can burn, you can place it on a smudge pot. All right. So far, what is your favorite fruit? And please let it be the Australian finger lime.
Yeah, I like the finger lime.
You guys will try actually another one right now that I think you guys will really enjoy. Like I said, we don't have a lot of fruit to showcase in the summer, unfortunately. But you guys will try honey marcotte. I'll make sure you guys get to try one of those. Very popular mandarin, and the only reason why is because it kind of resembles a cutie. A little harder to peel, but it's sweet. You find 1 or 2 seeds in it. And other things you guys will be able to take is lemons and limes with you today. Obviously not a lot, but you guys will get to sample some of the fruit that we have here. Everything is great right off the tree, so I like to give that out to tours. So we have reached the top of our hill here. It is one of the highest points that we have here at the park. It's actually breathtaking. I like it. I didn't know we had this here in Riverside, and I lived in Riverside for over 10 years. So, like I said, that's one of the fans that we have here. You can see all the groves, and really great up here. That wind is just hitting perfect right now. So, one of the biggest things that we grow here at the park is navels. A lot of the groves, I don't know how many acres of groves we have that are just specifically navels, but that's actually what mainly grows here in Riverside. And it was all brought down by Eliza Tibbets. So Eliza Tibbets actually was neighbors with William Saunders back in Washington, D.C. The word got out in Washington, D.C. USDA has heard that there was this navel orange in Rio, Brazil that was seedless, sweet, and easy to peel. William Saunders went ahead and grabbed, I believe they gave him 12 budwoods of that navel, brought them up to USDA headquarters in Washington, D.C. Eliza Tibbets moved to Riverside, and she called up her friend, her old neighbor, saying, "Hey, would you mind sending me that's what we grow mostly here in Riverside, and that's how they brought over here through Eliza Tibbetts. She made them very popular here. So yeah, we are in competition with Florida, but Florida brings us our Valencias. So Valencias are obviously great from Florida. We have a couple of Valencias here. Midnight Valencia would be my favorite here. I have yet to go to Florida, so I want to actually do that and try that out. But you find the navels here. So go ahead and take a couple of pictures here if you guys would like. Plenty of locations here you guys can take pictures at. No, not all of them. So we have a couple of groves that are just Washington navels. There's different ones that Glenda produces. So we have mandarins, we have lemons, we have
I can't
grapefruits,
see.
we have limes, navels, and Valencias here. What's that?
It's really bad.
Oh, these are avocado trees.
Well, it's
Yeah,
because
these
you
are
got this
avocado
little
trees.
chin
Yeah, these
strap
do
thing
not
going.
belong to us. They do not belong to the state. We do not pick any of that stuff here.
You can see how much Ross owns of this place.
They used to own a lot more.
All right, as you guys can see, we have a lot of palm trees here. Does anybody know the purpose of a palm tree in groves? You do? What was that? Oh, I thought you raised your hand. You know? Oh, okay.
Navigation
Yeah.
and defining property lines.
Yes. So they do define property lines. So when you see a whole row of them, it's the property line. It actually tells you where the property line is. And obviously, yes, like you said, a navigation and if you get lost. So if you're in the middle of a grove and you see a whole row of palm trees, you're going to know that there's a road right there. The other thing is if you saw a spiral of palm trees around, it means the girl's house was nearby as well. So from up here, obviously, you can see the entirety of the rows. So you see property lines, or the road that we have there, the road in that direction. And then if you really take a good look at this, see, this is what it would look like here in California hundreds of years ago. There's rows and rows of groves of oranges. Redlands, you can still find a couple of that there through San Mateo Canyon. Terraces were also other things you can use to pinpoint that there used to be groves there. As you can see, there's a couple of terraces in that location. Those groves were not whatsoever, but there might have been some orange trees there, citrus trees. So yeah, so that's what we have in our palm trees. Now these are, I believe, called Washington palms or palm trees.
Better.
They're not native to California. We do have some that are native, I just can't recall what species that was.
So is this a property line right here where this line of the palm trees is?
This one right here?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's just to showcase our park, really. But I mean, we do have a road there, so kind of establishes the property line, I guess, in a way. But that's just for our park purposes. We have it here. A little bit of the history of why the palm trees are here at the park. Now, what we're going to be heading down to is a gauge canal. That's what makes our park historical. Obviously, it doesn't look like how it's pictured in the museum anymore. It has been modernized a bit.
Right next to the gate.
But we do have that here so you guys can see. I know it's hot out. I do not want you guys jumping into the gauge canal, please. There's no swimming. Please watch your step. We're going to be going downhill now, so there's a couple, slippery gravel here. Now, if you guys are wondering what these are, we do have a park map that is called Tag Hunt. You guys can do your own little tour. Scan the QR codes on those things there, and it'll show you a video. Again, please be mindful with where you're stepping at. Once again, you guys don't want to get too far off the path. We do have critters. We do have tarantulas. I haven't seen any yet. But I know Riverside is being hit hard with tarantulas right now. Harris is and Myrna Valley is. I haven't gotten anything in my house, so I'm all right. But other than that, stay away from anything like this. Underneath the trees. So as you can see here, this is our Gage Canal.
I was wondering how it got all the way to us.
Water's pretty clear there. Now this was built in the 80s by a Canadian jeweler by the name of Matthew Gage. He was given a time frame to find a way, with some money that he obtained, to find a way to get water to the groves here. So in the 80s, this finally got built. All the water comes down from the Santa Ana River to this location here. Then it goes for another 1 or 2 miles here in Riverside, and then and all this water right here is still actually watering our groves till this day. So I know that some people who were here when the Gage Canal was being built, and after it was being built, they actually, when they owned their homes, they got a little certificate stating that they can use water from the Gage Canal. I know we had a docent a while back that still has a certificate, unfortunately didn't get donated to the park. So, but some people might still, that live around the area, especially Victoria, might still have that original certificate from back when they were allowed to use the water. I'm not sure if they're still allowed to use the water to this day, but that's a pretty cool thing there. So, other than that, let's head down this direction here to finally hit our last stop for the tour, and that's going to be our Bridal Grove. We're going to go into our Bridal Grove if you guys haven't done so already. I'm not, is you guys' first time here at the park?
Yep.
Where are you guys coming from?
Down the street.
Oh, really? This is your first time at the park?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I'm pretty sure you're allowed to hit Riverside history and
Yeah,
stuff
a little
like that.
bit.
Cool. So, how about you guys?
I came from Brea.
Brea?
I'm from Seattle.
Seattle? Oh, wow. How's the weather like over there right now?
Pretty rainy and
Oh, it's really rainy? See, that's kind of my weather. I like rainy weather. How about you guys? Orange, okay. So you guys have a lot of groves over there too, right? A couple of them? Have you guys been hit hard with the psyllid?
yeah.
Yeah.
Like our area is quarantined right now.
Yeah. I know Riverside, we haven't got a lot of calls. We actually had someone from the California Citrus Pest and Disease come for last week's tour. And they did mention that San Jose, Orange County, and Santa Barbara, I believe, was getting hit pretty hard. But then they rarely got any calls from Riverside, so we've been good. We actually were kind of worried there for a bit, because if we got hit hard, then we do have to close the groves here. And that's just to protect, obviously, all citrus. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't aware of all that stuff. I mean, up and down California has been hitting quite hard there, so. Yeah, so Seattle, Riverside here. So as long as you can see here, these are the groves. These are groves that we don't go to, but these is Blessed Ranch. You can see that there's actually been grafted. This one's actually a pretty good example here. When you can tell that it's been grafted by what it looks like, what we call elephant's foot. The base of the tree, that's a rootstock there. So any tree that's that direct, that looks like that, has been grafted. So engrafting, just means, if you guys weren't aware of, is getting rootstock, a budwood from either mandarin, a maple, a lime, placing that budwood in a T-shaped form that you cut on the rootstock, place it in there, wrap it around with grafting tape, and it starts growing a new tree. So that's how you get a lot of the Washington navels are actually grafted, because they're seedless. So that's how you get from any seedless tree fruit, for it to bear fruit. Just a little bit on grafting. Same thing kind of applies to when we do skin grafting too. So it's kind of like the same situation, except it's fruit and not skin. So yeah, so they have various rows there of their navels. You guys are more than welcome to go ahead and take pictures here if you guys want to. I know you guys are not allowed on the grows, but if you guys want to just get a little feel of what it feels like to get lost in there, you guys can maybe let me see what looks cool. No, you can see people there. Maybe take pictures in that row there if you guys would like. I am here, so you guys will not get fined for that if you guys want to do that. Because other than that, if you guys are caught in those groves, it's not going to be pretty. But other than that, let's go ahead and get some more fruit for you guys to sample here. Once again, we have 4 ancestral fruits: the pepita, I can't recall how they actually say it, our citron, our mandarin, and our pomelo. So the first one that we had seen was a kind of citron, the Buddha's hand citron. We haven't seen the pomelo yet or the potato, which we'll hit right now. The pomelo is actually an ancestor grapefruit. I actually prefer pomelos. They don't get you that grapefruit taste, that bitterness to it. I'm not a fan of that, but really great alternative. You require less sugar for that fruit there. All right. So here we're gonna have a mandarin that we're gonna try actually here. Watch your step again. The gravel is very loose. So this is a Macau mandarin. Very tiny, but it is very, very sweet. I can't recall if it was between either 3 grams or 6 grams of sugar. I feel like it's about 6 grams of sugar. It is that sweet. Harder to peel, not like your cuties, but they're very, very juicy and, like I said, sweet. I keep mentioning sweet because it is very sweet. So go ahead and I'll take 2 groups at a time, and you guys can go around in the area, pick a really good one. You want to look for a bright, dark orange color there. Anything with brown spots, again, it just means it's been too hot. The sun's been hitting it too much, it's burning the fruit. So go ahead and come on up.
We'll grab one.
You grab one.
And if you guys would like to, you guys can head on the other side. Just a fair warning, you guys, if you guys want to peel it now, your hands will get messy. But it's amazing, so.
Can we eat this?
The peel, don't eat the peel. Not on this one.
But my auntie eats the mandarin peel.
What's that?
My auntie eats the mandarin peel.
Oh,
Not this one.
your aunt? What was that?
Yeah, on the cuties.
Oh, no, I don't eat the peel on the mandarins and stuff. Only the kumquat is the only fruit that I eat it. I don't know if you can or not. I know, the peel has a lot of vitamins in it. More than the stuff has in there, but I personally wouldn't do it. But if you guys want to eat it that way, it's fine. Yeah, the peel would be better. You guys like it?
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It is messy, like I said. You get your hands dirty. We do have restrooms, like I said, at the end of the tour, so you guys can wash your hands there. What about you guys? Do you guys like it? Mo, be careful with the seeds. Okay.
Can we drop these?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so be very careful with the seeds in this one. They're tiny in there.
My hands are messy.
You guys got one to try already? You guys get yours to try already? Alright. You guys like it? Oh, you're about to try that one.
Very sweet.
Very sweet, right? I think they're better than the cuties, but the honey murcot is probably going to change your mind on this one. Honey murcot's a lot easier to peel than these are. They're not too messy. But I just have to have you guys try honey murcot before they go bad. I give it about another month for these. So once again, be very, very careful on this slope. If you guys don't feel comfortable, do not go up, or send someone in your group to just go up and get a couple for you guys. So these two trees are honey murcots. Same concept for these, darker orange, no burn marks whatsoever. You guys can go underneath the tree. If a squirrel jumps at you guys, it wasn't my fault. I warned you guys, there are squirrels here. But you guys wouldn't find any right now at the moment. So go ahead, grab a couple there. Once again, both trees are honey murcot, so if you guys don't find a couple on this one, you guys can probably find some on this one. It's a mandarin. How about this one?
That's more what we're used to.
Yeah, huh? Not too sweet, perfect. Yeah, they're all a lot better, like I said, early on in the day. The only reason I know that, because I have to do it. I have to make sure I try these before I give them to you
Right.
guys. It's one of my jobs here, so. But it's definitely, I do want you guys to try a mandarin, at least this kind of mandarin, before they're out of season. Sweet season for a lot of our sweet varieties, mandarins and oranges, well, navels and the caracaras, is going to be from December. Oh, blood oranges as well. It's going to be from December to mid-April, early April. It just depends on the variety. Blood oranges are cutting it really close in early April. So if you guys want to try our blood oranges, come in December. We probably won't be doing something like this because it's more fruit, and a lot of the fruit is going to be going more towards school, so we have to actually keep that during the week. But we will be doing tastings up in our back patio. I'm not sure if you guys have ever been to the park before. We used to do tastings in our back patio, so you actually get to sample a lot more fruit. It is sliced up for you. You take some samples, so you actually get to sample more than what we sample here. Here you just get, a couple basic ones. You guys will not be sampling lemons here, but you guys will be taking lemons home. We're going to actually hit that tree later on. It's going to be our Lisbon lemon, and it's actually located back that direction here. But other than that, you guys all tried a couple here already? Good. Alright, if you guys look at these two trees right here, these are pomelos. There's a couple of fruits growing right now. Let me see if we have a couple over here. Oh, as you can see, if you guys want to get close over here. I love the leaves on these, they're so glossy. That's pomelos.
Looks like a tomato.
They actually get as big as this fruit right in this direction there. It says up there. Very, very juicy. Not as bitter as your grapefruit. A little bit sweeter, but they do get big. During the tours back in the early months of this year, we would have the kids get a Macau mandarin, and they were able to pick one of these, and it's so tiny compared to the others. So it was a little fun thing there. If one of these falls on your head, it does hurt a lot. How do I know? It happened to me. It happened to me seeing just, you know, monitoring, saying how much fruit we had left on trees, and it just so happened that day it decided to fall. It broke a branch off, and voila, there goes my head. It hurt a lot. So yeah, so that's one of our cool ancestor fruits. We had the mandarin, the pomelo. Now we're gonna actually get a couple of lemons for you guys to take home. We don't have bags here for you guys. Obviously, we're not doing a lot of picking. So go ahead and take two.
You go grab two.
Two or three should be
I really
fairly
know
okay
for
for
lemons
you
good.
guys.
It's
Be
yellow.
very careful down here once again. A lot
Go
of
grab two.